For all of them, it don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all. And that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Cause P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling.
I've never talked about this publicly. And the internship stopped abruptly like 3 or 4 months into it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific, and only 5 people know it.
John Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter.
As cliche as this is starting to sound, you just got to appreciate how ironic it is that Katt Williams has been right about Diddy being a creep all along, and now Katt is bringing more receipts to show this. Diddy's mess runs much deeper than we think it does. Since Diddy's homes got raided last week, so many things have resurfaced, showing how Diddy has been about this life for decades, and he has not been in it alone. Allegedly, Diddy has many accomplices in the industry, and these aren't even nobodies. These are important figures Hollywood royalty. Katt has made it his mission to expose Diddy and his cabal, and he has not wasted time in bringing some new evidence into the mix. Allegedly, Diddy's so-called accomplices are the reason why he's in this mess, and they're not going to stop until Diddy goes down. So who did Katt expose as Diddy's industry accomplice? And are they really why Diddy is caught up in this battle? Let's break it down.
Sean Diddy Combs can't seem to escape the spotlight right now, and the federal investigation into any connections to an alleged operation is creating comparisons to other infamous figures like Jeffrey Epstein.
You all should have listened when Katt Williams said everything that happens in the dark will be revealed this year, and we've already seen so many things. As you know, Katt has been on a mission to expose the creeps and the snakes in the industry, and one of them is, of course, Diddy. In his Club Shay interview, Katt predicted that this is the year Diddy finally gets exposed, and people thought he was playing.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
He even talked about how he had to walk away from millions many times because he didn't want to party with the likes of Diddy.
They offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Cause P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them.
To see everything playing out the way Katt said it would is crazy. By now, you must have heard about Diddy's homes getting raided by Homeland Security, and Diddy allegedly fleeing to some private island and leaving his kids behind to get handcuffed by police. It's a whole bunch of crazy stuff, but for those of you who somehow missed the show, let's do a quick recap. On Monday, March 25th, 3 of Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles were raided by officials from Homeland Security Investigations. According to a rep for Homeland Security Investigations, HSCI New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Footage from the raid showed several officials around Diddy's homes. In one of the videos, we actually see Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian, being handcuffed. As is customary for raids like this raid is allegedly related to sex trafficking allegations that have been brought against Diddy in the last few months. As we all know, the first of these allegations was made by Cassie in her November 2023 lawsuit, where she accused Diddy of a decade of abuse, manipulation, and control. In the lawsuit, Cassie said Diddy usually forced her to be with other men for his pleasure, and that they would organize freak-off sessions where she would be pumped full of substances that made her unable to consent to whatever Diddy wanted. He also allegedly put his hands on her, blew up Kid Cudie's car when he found out she had been talking to him, and made her carry his firearm and purchase prescription medication for him. Diddy settled with Cassie for an undisclosed amount within a day of her filing the lawsuit, probably hoping to keep everything quiet, but it had the exact opposite effect, because folks immediately started guessing that for Diddy to settle so fast, he probably did the things Cassie accused him of doing. Cassie's lawsuit opened the floodgates for other alleged victims to also bring a lawsuit against Diddy for violations ranging from trafficking to drugging people and taking advantage of them. There have been 4 lawsuits after Cassie, the latest being from Diddy's former producer Lil Rod, who worked on Diddy's Love album. Lil Rod's lawsuit accused Diddy of sex trafficking, RICO offenses, and many other twisted things. But more importantly, Lil Rod's lawsuit accused several other people of working with Diddy, including big names like Christina Korum, Diddy's chief of staff, Sir Lucian George, Universal Music Group CEO, and Ethiopia Habtemariam, former Motown Records CEO, who were all listed as co-defendants. Lil Rod also claimed that Diddy once bragged about using his connections to people like T.D. Jakes to redeem himself from all the negative media attention he had been receiving because of the lawsuits. Well, Cat Williams also agrees with the idea that D. Celity is not alone in this, and he has lots of friends in high places who participate in these things with him. Cat recently shared a clip on his Instagram story featuring Diddy in an old clip from the Nickelodeon show All That. In the clip, 2 young boys are asking Diddy how to wake their friend up after all their previous attempts have failed, and Diddy suggests they put a toy helicopter in the boys' pants and remote control it.
And he's still sound asleep. What are we gonna do? I don't know. You know, in situations like this, I always ask myself, what would P. Diddy do? Oh, what would P. Diddy do? No, I don't know. Hey, let's ask him. Oh, okay. P. Diddy?
What's up?
We can't wake up Shane.
You try symbols?
Yep.
What about sour milk?
Didn't work.
Tell you what, take this toy helicopter, put it down his pants.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. Come on, put it in. Oh, shit. Didn't work. He's still asleep.
Try this.
Shall I? By all means.
That's obviously a very disturbing clip, and it's weird enough that Diddy read the script and agreed to do it. But maybe it shouldn't be all that surprising, given Diddy's history with young boys like Justin Bieber and Usher and all the things he allegedly did to them. What's even more disturbing is that someone on Nickelodeon made the script and approved it, and apparently this person was Dan Schneider. If you've been following the news, Dan Schneider and some other Nickelodeon executives have been outed recently for taking advantage of the child stars working with Nickelodeon. This came after the release of the investigation Discovery docu-series Quiet on Set: The Dark Side of Kids TV, which spotlights allegations of abuse and mistreatment going on behind the scenes of our favorite Nickelodeon shows. Cat Williams seemed to imply in his post that Dan Schneider is one of Diddy's accomplices in the industry. Oh, but there's more. Remember that rant where Cat called out Diddy and Jermaine Dupri for being perverts?
What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of house if you ask me, baby. Shit.
As you all know, Jermaine Dupri has been accused of violating the boy band Criss Cross, and he allegedly used to take them to strip clubs and groom them. Now, there's no proof of any of these allegations, and Jermaine has denied them while replying to a question on the matter, saying, "You must be out of your effing mind at Buzz forever. I should sue you for writing this disrespectful ish on my page. F out of here." But we know how these things go, and it sounds very similar to Diddy being accused of messing around with people who worked under him. Diddy's former backup dancer, Tanika Ray, shared a video on Instagram where she talked about how her experience with Diddy was horrific and traumatizing.
Have a family member who I want you to hire them as an intern. And I have never talked about this publicly. And the internship stopped abruptly like 3 or 4 months into it. And I spoke to my family member like, well, what happened? And they wouldn't say. Years later, they finally came out, and this is a male, Puff had said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. And absolutely not. And the internship ended. But from there, I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific, and only 5 people know it. And I probably will never tell it. But since then, I've been like, yep. And I also am very intimately aware that you tell your truth and you become victimized over and over and over and over and over and over. And mind you, I then interviewed him many times. I have a lot of stories, y'all. I've been in Hollywood for 25 years, maybe longer, 30. I got a lot of stories. Unfortunately, maybe I'll write a book one day. But it just is so traumatizing that women just want to live every day and feel safe. And when we revisit and revisit, we live in a state of victimhood. And nobody wants to live there. So for those of you like, why aren't you saying something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy. And we really want to forget the trauma. So there's that.
She stitched a separate video of Diddy being accused of taking advantage of an intern. And although she didn't share the details of what happened, the caption said, "If I told my story in 1996, then what? I just knew to avoid him at all costs. Yes, I danced for him and kept my space. I was on the vote or die airplane and kept my space. I interviewed him for his projects and kept my space. Nothing that is happening is surprising." What's interesting is that Diddy allegedly played a smart one and shielded himself from all this by getting recordings of all these big names who allegedly frequent Diddy's parties and participate in his freak-offs. But now I want to know what you guys think about Diddy and his accomplices getting exposed. Sound off in the comments below, and check out this next messy video.